Go.
Hello, my name is Derek Fowler, and this is my culture speech. My audience of 5, my wife behind the camera. Our culture is quite normal. We live in homes with air conditioning and indoor plumbing. We buy our food from the grocery store. And we grow up with beliefs that are our own. But in our eyes, it's normal, but for others that are not familiar with it, it may seem odd. And vice versa, we may see their culture as odd. The Korowai culture is very primitive, but it's their religion that sets them apart from everyone else. Their population is decreasing as the years go by. Based on an article online by Pace, only 2,500 to 4,000 Korowai are left in existence today. And of those, a majority of them have already converted to another way of life, because before they had no idea there was anyone outside of it. So now that they know, they chose to live a better life. I found the culture pretty interesting during my research because they do actually practice cannibalism. And cannibalism is something that they actually don't speak about much anymore, but it's an interesting subject to actually investigate. The Korowai are based around family. They hunt, they gather everything they find in nature, they bring back and share with everyone in their tribe. But when it comes to their beliefs, family ties are thrown out the window. So let's get to know a little bit more about the Korowai. The Korowai are indigenous to an inaccessible jungle of Papua in Indonesia. In a documentary by On the Spot, they stated that it took 7 scheduled flights and 2 days up the river just to get to their capital city of Yaoundé. And like I said earlier, they barely had any contact with the outside world until 1975. They're also well known for their high tree houses. A normal family would live in a house about 8 to 12 meters high, which is 25 to 40 feet above ground. Some are actually been recorded at an astounding 45 meters off the ground, which is about 150 feet. This allows the families to escape the disease-carrying mosquitoes on the ground, along with mosquitoes, and the evil spirits that they also believe walk the earth at night. Because of the location that they live in, they don't have the convenience of modern medicine like we do. Therefore, they're more susceptible to deadly diseases like tuberculosis or malaria. They're very unfamiliar with what germs are. According to Greenwich Times writer Ann Sims, the average lifespan of the Korowai is just under 50 years. Now I want to let you know about their beliefs and why they actually practice cannibalism. They believe that the world is filled with spirits, good and bad. Their main spirit, and the one that is most important to them, is named Gino Silaminta, the creator spirit. He is the one they believe created the universe that they live in today. They also believe that the older women of the tribe possess the knowledge that actually can protect them from the devastation and possible extinction of the universe. The men, however, they believe that they possess the knowledge to actually cause the devastation and the extinction of the universe. They are known as Kukua. Alexander Mishkov stated in his article online that a Kukua is a male witch doctor that eats the insides out of the victim while he sleeps, and they can be disguised as a friend or a relative. Australian journalist by the name of Paul Raphael had an interview with Vice Online. He went into more depth about the process of a Kukua. He stated, a Kukua possesses the body of a man, it can never be a woman, and begins to magically eat their insides. According to the logic of the Melanesian imperative, you must pay back in kind. They must eat the Kukua as it ate the person who died. It is part of their revenge-based justice system. They don't do this out of hunger, though. They do this, or out of respect. They actually do this for punishment and revenge. It's probably safe to say that they take the do unto others pretty seriously around here. In order to identify a Kukua, during the dying breath of the victim, they spout a name out. Those who hear the name go hunt them down, bring them back to the village, and kill them with what they call a magical bone arrow. Now, Deborah Kelly in her article describes a bone arrow as an arrow made from a large bird indigenous to the region that they live in, And at the end of the arrowhead, they carve large barbs into the end of it. That way, on removal of the arrow, it'll create more damage and process the kill a little faster. Once they're dead, they bring the body back, remove the head, cut off all the limbs, wrap everything in sago leaves, and then disperse it throughout the village for consumption and cooking. They eat pretty much everything, except there's just a few things that they don't eat, like the hair, the fingernails, the toenails, the genitals, the bones, and the teeth. Once they get done with everything and the remains, they take the bones and they line them up through the path into the village that scares away evil spirits and also any enemies that may be lurking nearby. Those who kill the kukua, they keep the skull as a trophy, just to say they killed him. This picture that you see back here, his name is actually Kili Kili, and you can see that he's actually holding a kukua skull. They actually said that he enjoyed the brains the most. That's why you see the cranium actually off of the actual skull. But the religion and beliefs, they pretty much run the entire village. The culture of the Korowai is very dissimilar to ours. It's different in our eyes, but for them, it's just life. That's what they know. The population is decreasing every single day, but not because that they're dying off. It's because that they found outsiders. They know about the outside world. So now that they understand that, they've converted to Christianity and even taken on Christian names just to live a better life. As well, they don't practice cannibalism anymore. Some do, but a majority of them do not. They see the world as everyone else does. Most Korowai have changed the way they live, but a select few upriver still practice cannibalism. So if you find yourself in a very humid, inaccessible part of Indonesia, be aware that they are still there and they still practice cannibalism. Thank you.